everyone. I just wanted to make a quick instructional video for my students on how to make a double crochet working in the chain. So we're going to start off by making a slip knot. So I've got this really easy method. All you're going to do is you're going to take your tail end yarn and you're going to place it over your ball end yarn. So the yarn that's connected to the ball, you're going to place the tail over that. The next step is you're going to flip the loop over and onto your ball connected yarn, just like this. So I'm going to do that again. Just like that. Okay. So the next step is you're going to take your hook and you're going to put it right under this piece of yarn that's in the middle. And then you're going to pull up on the hook and you're going to grab your two ends and pull. And there's your slip knot. To tighten the slip knot around the hook, you're just going to take your ball connected yarn and you're going to pull on that. It's going to cinch right up. All right, so now we're going to get started working on the chain. So we're going to chain 13 for double crochet. So let's go ahead and do that. 2, 3, and I like to move my fingers up. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we're going to make a swatch of 10 stitches. And the reason why I do that is because, the reason I chain 13 is because the 3 stitches we're going to skip in the very beginning are going to be our turning chain stitches. So that's going to give us the height of our row. And if we didn't do that, then our row would gradually decrease. So, all right, so the first step is we're going to yarn over, and then we're going to skip the first 3 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, we're going to skip those and we're going to work in the 4th stitch, the 4th chain stitch. So I've got my yarn over my hook, and now what I'm going to do is take the hook and I'm going to pop it right through both loops of that chain stitch. And then I'm going to yarn over hook, pull through the chain stitch. Now I have 3 loops on my hook. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to yarn over and pull through only the first 2 loops, just like that. The next step is yarn over again and pull through the remaining 2 loops. And that's your first double crochet. So I'm going to work the rest of the chain all the way down to the very end, just the same way, except for I'm not going to be skipping chains. I'm just going to be working each chain. And I will meet back up with you guys when I'm done. Okay, so I'm at the end of my chains. So the next step is for double crochet, we chain 3 for our turning chain. So single crochet, you chain 1, half double, it's 2, double crochet 3, triple crochet 4. All right, so we're chaining 3, 1, 2, 3, and again this is going to be with basically it acts like a stitch to give you your height for the row so you don't gradually decrease your rows. All right, so for double crochet this is a little different than the other stitches, and you know, not all patterns will tell you to do this, but it's pretty standard usually. If you don't do this with double or triple crochet, you'll have kind of like a bowing out effect on your rows, and they'll kind of have like a bubbly bowing on the sides. I'll try to see if I can find a piece to show you that at the end. Okay, so the first step after you chain 3, you're going to turn your work. So let's do that again. I chained 3 at the end of my row, and now I'm going to flip my work, turn. In your pattern, it'll say turn work or turn. And the next step for double crochet is I am going to be skipping the first stitch. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, there's my 3 chains. Here is my first stitch right here. So I'm going to be working into this stitch. So first step, yarn over. I got my stitch and I'm going to pop it right through. I like to put my finger, I kind of have a habit of doing that, put my finger right here to hold it so it doesn't pop off the hook. And I'm going to put it in that second stitch, just like that. See? Next step is yarn over and pull that yarn through just the stitch. Now I have 3 loops on my hook, just like a standard double crochet where you're going to yarn over and pull through just the first 2 loops. There we go. Yarn over again and pull through the remaining loops. There you go. So now you have your second row of double crochet started, and I'm just going to basically work the rest of the row just so you can kind of see. Sometimes that helps, just watching. So yarn over, put through the stitch, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and pull through the next. Okay, so when we get to the end of our double crochet row, what we are going to do that's a little different also is we're going to be doing our last stitch in the chain 3 from the previous row. So the first row we skipped those first 3 chains, right? So we're going to be working in the top chain of that. So this right here. So we're going to yarn over, and we're going to pop it through that chain stitch. Sometimes this can be a little challenging if you tend to crochet tight and your chains are pretty tight. So when you are making your chains in the beginning, always be mindful of your tension. Just try not to make those chains too tight, and when you're making your turning chain. And then yarn over. So I've got it through that chain stitch, and I'm going to yarn over, and I'm pulling through the chain stitch, 3 loops on hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, and pull through the remaining 2 loops. So now I have my second row of double crochet created. See how the edges are nice and straight? And then of course you're going to chain 3, and we're starting another row. So we're going to turn, and then we are going to, remember, for double crochet, we're going to skip that first stitch of the row, so we don't get that bowing effect that I talked about. So 1, 2, 3 chain stitches. So here's our first stitch, and I've yarned over, and I'm going to pop it through the second stitch. There we go. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through only 2 loops, and yarn over and pull through the remaining 2 loops. There you go. And then when I get to the end of this row, what am I going to do? I am going to work the last stitch right here in this top chain. So that's it. There is your double crochet. This is the proper method for doing double crochet. All right, so I went ahead and made a double crochet swatch using a method without skipping the first stitch and working the last stitch in the chain. So this is what happens. This is what I mean by the bubble or the bowing effect. See how it's not even on the edges, on the sides. It's kind of like a little bubble. You know, it's not the look you want. So here in the swatch I just made, see how it's more even. And as you work, it'll look more even. This will kind of even out. Yeah. So I just wanted to make something real quick to show you guys what I'm talking about. All right, guys, that's it for this video. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments and I'll answer. You can also visit me on Facebook if you'd like a private lesson. You can reach out to me there. I also have an Etsy shop where I sell unique accessories and novelty items for fiber artists. So check me out there. Thank you guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.